Hey guys, you're listening to B&B Podcast with Bree and Brad, and we just want to talk about some topics. Female models. We did have a thing on CNN just a couple weeks ago about models being
Too skinny.
too skinny,
Finally.
banned in France.
So I know a lot of people are happy. A lot of men are happy. We could
Yeah.
actually look at a model. What do you call them? Model pageant or beauty pageant?
Just a model.
A model. Okay, we could look at a model and actually be attracted to them because
Yep.
they could eat cheeseburgers finally.
We're going to talk a little bit more in depth about relationships and what it does, and we will be talking about what's sexy in a female and how important family is to someone's success.
Right.
All right,
First
First
off,
off, I just came back from London and Paris just a couple of weeks ago. And when I was in London, Brad got a call from his friend. I'm just going to let Brad tell the story. 'Cause
yeah.
I just think it's ridiculous.
Okay, so let's talk about relationships. I think it's wrong for anyone to do when, say, you have a past with someone. It could be like a crush, something very innocent, but if you have a past with someone, let's just say a crush, and you see that person happy, you don't call that person to manipulate their happiness. Like, I received a call when, like, as Brian just said, she was in Paris. When she was in Paris, I was just minding my own business, playing some tennis. That's what I do. I tear it up on the tennis court. And then I received a call from a girl. I'm not gonna drop
Completely,
any
completely
random.
stopped your
Yeah,
tennis game.
interfered with my tennis game. And she says hi. I'm like, oh, hi. She tells me she's been dreaming about me. And I'm like, okay, well, this is kind of weird. I was kind of feeling like a big stud at the same time. You know what I mean? And but she basically told me that she's having a dream about me repeatedly, and she looked up the meaning of having a dream about someone repeatedly, and it means that I'm going to get hurt. So basically, she called me and says, I've been having this dream, and I looked up what it meant, and it means you're going to get hurt.
Did she say, like, physically?
That's why I asked her. I said, am I going to get hurt physically, or am I going to get hurt emotionally? And you know what her response was?
What?
I don't know, but
That's
you're going
like-
to get hurt.
Like, how rude is that? Like, she doesn't even, like that's seriously ridiculous.
Think about me.
I know, you were probably like, geez, I'm going to get hurt. Like,
Yeah,
how?
so basically, let's just sum it up in funny mode. She calls me and says, when I asked her, am I going to get hurt physically or emotionally? Her response basically was, I don't know, but you're fucked.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, no shit, it sucks. And I'm looking both ways while I'm on tennis, you know. But I don't know. I think it's funny how girls work in general.
I just think, like, that's...
I'm sure there are some guys out there that do that stuff, but not me.
I just don't understand, like, why you have to manipulate someone's
Happiness,
happiness when
right.
they're in a relationship.
And not to mention, this person has, kids and a man, a husband. But yeah, it's funny how the world goes around, you know.
Right. All right. So that's one thing, and I'm gonna get kind of on.
Just don't do it.
Right.
Don't do it.
I want to get on the topic of relationships in general. Like, for example, what makes you feel like you're loved?
Hear me?
Yeah.
I feel like when I feel like someone loves me, they love me for me, meaning I could act however I want. I'm not trying to act any different. You know that. I mean, I don't
Right.
try to act handsome. I don't even try to act, like I'm mature, because I'm definitely not mature. I'm mature when I have to be, but I mean, I'm pretty immature. But I mean, that's what love is. You could act, however you want. You could just be yourself, and that person will stick by your side,
Right.
be loyal to you through thick and thin.
So.
And make you laugh. Like, I feel like laughing is a very important thing in relationships. If that person does not, if you're with someone that doesn't make you laugh, like, I'm sorry, that relationship probably isn't working out, because I mean, I don't know about you, but I like to laugh. Like,
So you've been in, as well as I have, like, I'm just going to get to the nitty gritty of things. Been in a relationship with someone who's done drugs. Like,
Yeah.
How does that affect like the love? Like, do you love that person more because they're in need? Like,
Uh, you would put it that way, but it's not like that.
really?
You're just in that situation, and it could be, whatever you think is love, but I mean, all you see at the time, you could be out of love with that person or not even love that person, but when you see someone down, you try to help them.
Right.
I feel like that's in human nature. I was in a situation where that was the case. This person, had a bad drug addiction, and the love faded, and it was no longer the love between us. It was the love of me loving the wind and her loving the drug.
Yeah. And I've actually been in a relationship where things got like out of hand. I became unfaithful, and there really is no excuse in a relationship to cheat. Let's just put
Right.
it that way. There is no
Yeah.
excuse. Like, if you are going to cheat in a relationship, you're done. Like,
Right.
you're done in that relationship.
Yeah.
If you have to look at other
Well, if you
guys.
even think about cheating, you shouldn't be in that relationship.
Right, because something's not going right,
Right.
And I feel like a lot of people get that temptation, and I feel like it's just not something.
Bless
Bless
me.
you. Just not something that's good.
Right. I mean, I feel like that's common sense.
Right.
That's common sense. People who stick around with people and then they're cheating on the side, it shows that they're insecure.
Yeah.
It shows their insecurities more than the person being cheated on. I think personally.
I think for me, it shows the insecurity in the relationship.
Well, yeah,
The
but-
knowing that it's just something's wrong and it's just not going to last. Like,
Yeah.
that's how it was for me.
But that person has to be mature enough to move along, like
Right.
on both sides,
Right.
like cheater.
Agreed. Yeah, and that's hard. It's hard. I was talking to my brother about this. It is hard to be in a relationship, and it could be a bad relationship, but it's hard to move on when like that relationship is all you know.
Right. Yeah. Very, very true. I feel like everyone knows like the person. For guys, from a lot of the situations, it was kind of hard to get past that. The person they lost their virginity with.
Yeah.
Like I know that for me.
Yeah.
That's just personally, but I feel like obviously with girls too. But that's all you know. That's all they know.
Yeah, and it's kind of scary. Like, this is one thing. I was actually talking to my best friend about certain
Certain people.
Right, certain people, and she has just kind of brought up the attention of dating today. Like, okay, so it's hard to date in today's world. Like, people dating in today's world, it's ridiculous. Like, you're having to wait for guys to text you. You can't text a guy because...
Or you can't text a girl.
Right, because you seem needy or
Right.
clingy. Like,
Yeah.
if you have sex with that person, you can't get too close to them. You can't talk to them about it because then you just sound like,
Clingy.
Right. And then if you really like that person and you do end up having sex with them, you're a whore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's so many stipulations in today's world.
Right.
And I like this article that she had put on her Facebook, and it just basically says, like, you like that person, tell them. You
Yes.
don't like them, don't waste their time.
Right.
Tell them. If you're just looking for sex, flat out say you're looking for sex,
Yeah.
because in today's world, let's be honest, people are having sex just to have sex.
Right.
And there's no meaning
Yeah,
behind
but
it.
people are having sex because that's what they think a man wants or a girl wants too.
Right.
Like, and that throws off the connection between both people.
Right, and there's no-
that interferes with finding your soulmate.
Right, and there's no emotional connection, right? Like, how many people before you met me, Brad, did you run into that you just like did not even have that connection with, but you decided, okay, like I'll date this person just for a little while because that's
That was never my mindset. I mean, I would date someone, hoping that something will develop, but I mean, it wouldn't. That was never my mindset. I'm far from a player. I'm far from a stud.
No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah. But
I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of times that, like, you meet someone and you end up staying in that relationship, not having to do anything with sex, but
Yeah.
stay in that relationship because, like, I don't know, maybe you just want to, that's all you could find at the moment.
Right. Well, yeah. There's people out there like that too. I was never like that. I mean, I'm not the type, like, people who know me. I haven't had many girlfriends. I mean, that's one. I'm pretty blunt when it comes to people and to myself. You know, if I don't see anything going with someone, I'm not gonna try to be that person's boyfriend or boyfriend or make them my girlfriend because that's what society does. You know what I
Right.
mean? I wait for something that I feel is true, raw, and someone that's loyal, and now I found you.
Oh, thank you.
You like that?
Yeah. All right. So, let's talk about that CNN, the Gucci model. The models that were banned. That is,
You
it's
know why?
huge.
You know why they banned him?
Why?
Because I told them to.
Shut up. No, I'm serious, but that is huge.
That is huge. Yeah, finally, someone in Paris realized like, okay, we messed up along the development of models because you know how hard it is probably to get that skinny. It's not natural.
All right. You're not eating.
You're not eating. You're probably dipping your fingers and nose into stuff. Like
Right.
who knows what those people do.
Right.
Like, but it's hell what they probably put themselves through just to look a certain way, and to be honest, to look a certain way that isn't even appealing.
Right. So to you, like as a guy, what do you feel is appealing?
Not a 00.
Well, what's like your ideal?
Oof.
Because the average American girl in today's world is about a 10 or 12.
Is that true?
Yeah.
It's yeah. I mean, a 6 to a 12. That's what I find attractive.
Really?
Yeah, that's the honest truth.
Body wise. But I mean, there's so much more to a woman than just her body.
Right. I mean, you could be a 6 or 12, which I find attractive, but if your personality isn't anything, you don't got shit.
Right.
But you could also be a 00, which I don't find attractive, and have a hell of a personality, and I may think that person is the shit.
Right. So many people today are getting plastic surgery, even guys.
That is ridiculous.
But girls are, I feel like media and so many shows, there's so many shows on MTV,
Yeah.
Bravo. We have like, Beverly.
The Kardashians.
Right, Kardashians.
If you see what's the youngest one's name?
Kylie.
They did something with her, like they showed her, like I guess she had plastic
Kylie Jenner.
surgery.
Yes, the
They
before
showed,
and after.
Yeah, before and after picture,
Right.
and she looked nothing like she does now. So I
Right.
mean, this is just for the world out there, like those pretty people, quote unquote pretty people that are on TV with a lot of money. They bought their prettiness. Don't buy prettiness. Don't buy it.
God
That's
has
selling
given
your
you,
soul.
just you being who you are. And I feel like I really have met so many amazing people, regardless of what America or society thinks is pretty. I have found them beautiful.
Yeah.
And people say, let's be honest, inner beauty is not the thing. Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
It is a huge thing. And in
Yeah.
today's world, it is hard to find people who are sweet.
Right, absolutely.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Who are God-loving, God-fearing,
Uh-huh.
sweet people.
Yeah. And I feel like when they're sweet, and you find that sweet person, like, and you are sweet to that person, if you find love through honesty to what you are attracted to and who you are in general, the outer beauty develops,
Right.
I believe.
This brings me to a topic of believing in yourself. I have a lot of friends, a lot of family who have got where they are because they believed in themselves. They
Yeah.
believed in their dreams.
Yeah.
And I think that's amazing. A lot of people are too afraid of dreams. They're like, oh, it's just a dream. That's not reality. That's so stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
It's so dumbed
I guess
down.
I could be guilty for that to some extent, but at the same time, like, I growing up, I still get it. People ask me like, what do you want to do in life? And I say, I really don't know. And, a lot of people would take that response as, gosh, you don't want to do anything with your life. No, it's because I want to do everything, and I feel like I don't have enough time in this lifetime to do everything. So, people really need to think about that in general.
Right. I agree.
But yeah, believing in yourself is definitely important.
You know what another huge thing is? It's family.
Oh, absolutely.
The success in family,
Yeah.
you have to have that family, even if you consider your friends your
Right.
family. You
Yeah.
have to have that backup,
There's that term, all family, no friends.
Right.
Meaning, the friends that you do have, if you don't have much family, but you have friends that are family, they're not friends. They're family. All family, no friends. It's a
Right.
great line.
And there's those friends too who say they're your friends but talk behind your back. Those are
Yeah.
not friends.
Those are those. This is for everyone out there, especially young people. Those people are disposable.
Right.
They will come in and out of your. They'll come in and out of your life like, you know, like the flu.
Right. And here's something that I've kind of want to bring up the topic of is I went to a dinner with my family just a couple days ago, and my I heard that my little cousin was being bullied, and this just blows my mind.
Yeah.
The amount of bullying that's going on in today's world.
It's
Why are people not bringing each other up?
You know why? There's a lot of bullying because there's a lot of wimps, meaning the bullies are wimps.
It's not just wimps.
Bullies are wimps is what I'm trying to say. If you're growing this is how I was in
It's
high
your
school.
self-esteem.
Our team,
It's low self-esteem. That's what it is.
from the bully, quote
Right,
unquote bully,
right.
quote unquote wimp.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, when like for instance, when I was in high school, my buddies, we all played football and stuff like that, but we always stuck up for the underdog. We always stuck up for the underdog, and that's how people should be, because I mean that's what makes people cool. To be honest, like I'm gonna put it out there, that's what's cool. It's not talking down on someone who has like some insecurities, because at the end of the day, we all do. Like everyone has insecurities, like, but let's put a word out there for the wimps, the quote unquote insecure people. Those are the people who pick on someone less, and
Right.
not even that they're less, but they just like
Why be so angry and upset with the world and upset with people? People are going through tons of things.
Yeah,
I have people like, wow, you went to Paris, you went to London, like, what are you even doing? Like, do you even have a job? It's not about that.
Yeah.
No one sees the depression that I've gone through.
Right.
No one sees the hurt and pain that anyone goes through. People are going to do that alone in their families. And I really think it's important to know and understand to love each other.
They had a thing in high school when I was in high school. It was called Breaking Down the Walls, which I think was a great seminar. A public speaker, would come to a pep rally and talk about bullying and stuff like that. And what we do is he'd have everyone step out to the basketball courts. That's where our pep rallies were held. And he'd say something like, okay, whoever's had a family member who's died of drugs, step forward. The people step forward, the kids step forward, and then he has the people look to their left and right, and you see that person who may carry themselves like everything's good, and that person's in tears. You know what I mean? And this goes to all topics, and death, drugs, divorce, who's been picked on. And when this gentleman said, step forward if you've ever been picked on, the people that stepped forward, it was quite surprising. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was a great thing. Like, it was a great thing, and it was cool to see everyone in the school vulnerable and open to be like, this is the stuff I've been through. I'm gonna put it out there,
Yeah.
and
People are vulnerable, and people, they put on this rock hard shell, and they think they're
Right.
so, bad, and inside they have insecurities with their
Yeah.
mother or their father, with themselves, with the life that they're living. I just talked to my dad, and he told me, I wish I could have done so many things differently.
Right.
And I don't want you to ever have those regrets. To be honest, there are already regrets that I've had in my life. And I'm
not,
sure
not me.
I'm sure you have too, but that's just one thing that we all have, and we all need to get past.
Yeah, it's the future. You build your future by a dead end road. You build the blocks as they go.
All right, yeah. So this sums up our podcast for today. Brad did just recently get a new job, so congratulations, Brad.
Thanks, babe.
So, what is it?
It's a Southwest Solar. So if you
Southwest
are
Solar.
interested in saving some money and helping the environment and having a more comfortable summer, contact me through email to bradley.thompson1@aol.com. And yes, I still have an AOL email.
It's hilarious. Well, everyone, thank you. Remember to try to build someone up instead of building them down, and everyone have a good night.